All right, we're going to get you started again.
Yep.
And we're going to get over here. Now, I wanted to talk about the, whoops. I'm thinking that your biggest markets are children and seniors. Is there another market? There's campgrounds too, right? But that's still kids.
It's still kids and adults. I do nursing homes. So nursing homes are interesting in the sense that when I come to do a nursing home show, I get the feeling that I'm one of the few things that come to them to make them happy. Otherwise, they're confined to that facility. And being able to bring some joy to them during the period of time I come. I'll give you an example. I did a show at this one nursing home, and the lady in charge was there, and she said to the group, "Wasn't Rich wonderful? Would you like to have him back again?" And they all said yes, and one man says, "Let's have him tomorrow." And I'll never forget that. He really meant it. And so when you hear those things, these are the things that make you feel good, keep you going, that you're helping people out in one way or another, at least bringing enjoyment for the hour that you're there to entertain them. And I make them laugh, I get them involved. It's just wonderful, and I don't know if they have much of that in their facility. I know musicians will come and sing songs to them, but getting them interacting with the magic, just wonderful.
Now, it sounds to me like you get as much, if not more, out of these shows than they do. I can see the enthusiasm and the look in your face. Why is that? I know you touched a little bit about Vietnam. Can you go into a little bit more detail about that?
Well, I enjoy giving back, and I said I would give back if I came home safely from Vietnam, and that's one way to give back. But as I'm doing that, I'm just having the time of my life doing the shows. I leave every single show. They hand me a check, and I say to myself, I can't believe that they're paying me to do what I'm doing and enjoying myself as much as I enjoy myself. When you do a show, it's 9 trips to load up the car from your house. Then you're driving an hour to the show. Then it's 9 trips to bring everything into where you're performing. Then it's 45 minutes roughly to set the show up. Then you're doing an hour show. Then you're reversing all of that. And I had somebody comment, "Boy, that's a lot of work to put this thing on." And I said, I don't look at it as work at all. I break everything down, I put everything together, I load it up. I don't look at it as work at all. I look at it as part of me enjoying myself, and this is what it takes to get to doing it, and it's not work. I just do one piece at a time and put it together.
Now, let's talk about work a little bit deeper. You do something else for work besides being a magician. You're an attorney in Norwich, right?
Yes, I'm an attorney in Norwich for 55 years, and once again, I'm practicing law because I enjoy doing what I'm doing. It's helping people out. Once again, it's not a money thing that motivates me to do what I do. I try not to turn anybody down. I try and help as many people as I can that come through the door in whatever ways they need some help. And I've been, of course, successful for 55 years, and that's what keeps me moving on. You've got experience, you get to know people, you can get probably results that maybe I couldn't get in my first 5 or 10 years that I see I'm now getting. So it makes it a little bit easier, but I just look forward to Monday through Friday or Saturday helping people out.
Any similarities between your attorney business and your magic business?
Well, let me tell you this. I've used magic 5 or 6 times in the courtroom, and I've won each of those cases, and I attribute the winning of the case directly to the magic that I performed. I really believe that's what tilted the scale in favor of being successful in those particular cases.
Can you share any more detail about that?
Well, I can. I had one client, this is on the criminal side, and the prosecutor wanted the client to go to jail for 4 years. I would have gone along with less than that, and that's what created an argument at the sentencing before the judge because we couldn't agree. At the sentencing, the prosecutor said to me, if your client will take 2 years right now, I'll come down from the 4. I asked the client, and the client said, roll the dice. So I came into court with a board, and it had 9 blocks to it. And each of the blocks, or squares, was empty. And the prosecutor argued for 4 years. He went first. My turn came, and I told the judge a different thing, something good that my guy did in the 10 months before the sentencing. For instance, he went to these meetings that would help out in the area of concern. Each time I told one of these things, this board lit up with a letter. And the letters would not come starting from the left to the right in sequence. One letter would be right in the middle. Then I told another good thing. A letter at the end would pop up. I told another good thing. A letter second from the left would pop up. They'd all pop up out of order. And I know the judge was watching and wondering what is going on here. Well, when all the letters fit in, it spelled out rehabilitate. And I said to the judge, this is what my guy did. And I ask Your Honor for him not to have any jail time. And I got no jail time. And I believe that contributed to the result that the judge gave.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
What a great story.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Where do you see, how long do you plan on doing this?
I don't plan right now on retiring. I'm just, thank the good Lord, I'm healthy enough to be able to do this. And I enjoy doing it. I feel just as strong in the law as I do with the magic shows. It's sort of a different thing because every magic show is a win-win-win situation. People are laughing, people are leaving, saying what a nice time we had here. I'm feeling just as good. I'm loading up the car with smiles as I'm getting ready to go home, and I just feel wonderful. With the law, you feel good after you're done with the case, and you feel successful, that way. I went to court with 2 cases today, and I won both of those. And what a day, what a nice day it is, So you feel good, you feel good.
When you talk about feeling good, what's your favorite part of the show?
Favorite part of the show? I would have to say I really enjoy it all. Giving presents away as I do the show is a nice thing. Seeing the reactions of the people, the expressions on their faces when you are performing and they're watching, it's wonderful. It really is wonderful because you are feeling as if, boy, you've made somebody interested, you made them laugh, you're entertaining them. And that's why you're there. So when I see that happening, which happens in every show, it's a nice thing, and I think that those are good parts, to the show.
Now, one thing that I noticed is you have a little mechanical monkey, and I've never seen that in real life before. I've seen it on television, probably from the 50s. I mean, it looks like it's an older contraption. Where'd you find that?
I found it first at a magic store, and then the monkey malfunctioned, and I needed to get another one. And so I went back to the store, and I got another one. Now, the first two monkeys cost $300 a piece. And then, when the second one was conking out, I went on the internet, and I found a supply place of these monkeys for $40 a monkey. So I bought 3 of them. And I think I'm on number 2 now, and it's still going strong. So that's how I got them. And then I used the clapping of the monkey to blend in to the clapping of the people to give away the prize at the end of the show. So it was a perfect fit. And I have some jokes that go along in the show with the monkey. And so I'm getting a lot out of the monkey, and it's funny. It's funny. So that that's the story on the monkey. The monkey can actually do different things, but I only use it just for clapping.
So that brings up the point that you're not a one-man show. You come in with a sound man and somebody else that helps you through the show, getting the mood up and the excitement and the music. So how long have you had I want to say a partner, but he's almost as if, when I look at Johnny Carson and I see Ed McMahon, I see someone who is the star of the show, and then someone else that helps along to get everything moving in the right direction with the right attitude and the right feeling. Mm-hmm. That's what I sense. Would you agree with that?
I'd agree 100% with that. The sound person has gotten many compliments in shows with the music that he plays and the timing. The timing is, of course, very important. And I have several different people that I invite to come and do the shows. I try and keep them fresh, that sort of thing. And they're, in my opinion, a very important part of the show. And at the end of each show, I recognize him. How about a nice hand for our sound engineer, blah, blah, blah. And, of course, that makes him feel good and the people are applauding. But I have seen many times people actually come up, compliment me, and compliment him on his performance. A critical part, in my opinion, to the total atmosphere of what goes on.
Now, if I wanted to hire you, what would I do? How would I go about that?
Well, if you wanted to hire me, I don't advertise. It's basically word of mouth. You would discover how to contact me. I would give you my cell number, and you would tell me when your event that you're looking for would be. And if I'm free on that particular day and time, we would set up arrangements. I called you a week in advance of each show so that you don't have to worry about thinking I might forget, and you have all these people, and I hope Mr. Magic remembers I called him 8 months ago, and here it is. So I call you in advance of every single show that I do to make the people feel a little more comfortable.
Now, the first Mr. Magic show I recall ever seeing was at a birthday party. So you do birthday parties in addition to some of these larger events, right?
That's correct. And the birthday party shows are different than most of the other shows I do because they're an adventure story where I take the children from the present into the future. In Futureland is where all the presents are that I give away to every child, and special presents for the birthday child. But also in Futureland are where the dangerous magical obstacles are that are trying to prevent the children from getting their presents. So they first have to be successful to get to Futureland. Then each of the children has an opportunity to meet a dangerous magical obstacle. And I explain to the children that if any child loses, the whole show ends. So they're all rooting for that child to be successful. And the show culminates with the birthday child facing the final, most dangerous magical obstacle to try and win it all for himself or herself and the children.
What a great story. I go back to the original conversation. You're a great storyteller. You really do a nice job capturing somebody's attention and pulling them in to the magic. And it sounds like you enjoy making that story stand for something. And I say that because when you just ended that, you wanted everybody to be together to win as a group, as a team.
Yeah. It teaches lessons. The children clapping, it teaches them to appreciate something that they see. Whether it's my magic show, or they're out at a sporting event, or a concert, anything. It teaches them to appreciate, and they learn, that way. In the birthday party shows, the whole group is rooting for each of the children when it's their turn to face an obstacle to be successful. Of course, they know if the child's not successful, they're going to lose. So they're rooting for that child, and the excitement and the roars when each child becomes successful. And then that final moment when the birthday child has to face the final most dangerous obstacle. You can cut the tension with a knife. It's exciting and it's thrilling. And the thrill that I get personally when that child conquers that obstacle and the children are yelling, it has brought tears of emotion from my eyes when I'm standing there watching these children celebrate. It makes you feel that good.
Wow. Now you talk a little bit about other things. Go ahead.
Do we need another color or not yet?
Actually, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Okay.
Rich, you're doing a great job.
Let me say this, and